In this video, I'm going to show you how to obtain two of the most powerful weapons and a spell in the game, and you can obtain all of these with relative ease earlier on in your Act 3 journey. So not items that require you to kill major characters in the game, or items that put you on a 6-hour major quest line, etc. Let's start off with a weapon that can quite literally change everything. It's so powerful that I almost don't want to talk about it because it may replace all of your melee weapons for the rest of the damn game. This weapon is also not really that fancy or shiny looking. In fact, the weapon's text color is just white. But wait, what the heck did I just see? 9 to 42 damage for a one-handed weapon? Yep. This is the Deva Mace that I currently have equipped on Minthara, who up to this point has been my damage-focused frontline two-handed heavy weapon wielder, but now kind of looks like a character that you would think is my defensive tank. But I'm actually dealing way more damage now than I was before, with the added benefits of a higher AC from now being able to equip a shield. This is a one-handed mace that deals 1d6 bludgeoning damage plus your strength modifier, with a side of radiant damage of, 4d8! Swinging this weapon is almost like slinging a level 5 or level 6 guiding bolt, but without costing you a limited high-level spell slot. And the great thing is, it can be found very early on in the lower city. And I should also point out that you can get upwards to 4 or 5 of these maces. It's crazy. All right, let's calm down a little bit. When you enter the lower city for the first time, you'll be at the Basilisk Gate waypoint. This building right here with the wagon in front of it is the Stormshore Tabernacle. Now, I will say, if you are doing a truly goody two-shoes run here and you can't accept your character stealing something from a rather holy place, perhaps this is not the weapon for you. But don't forget, you can always RP one of your companions stealing things, and that way you can keep a clear conscience on your main character. So when you head into the tabernacle, in the southwest corner is a hatch leading to the basement, which is where you will need to sneak into. You can simply drink an invisibility potion to lockpick this hatch and then enter, or you can wait for the rock gnome to turn the other way, or distract him if you need to with minor illusion or perhaps a cat, enter into sneak, lockpick, and then go into the basement. In the basement, be prepared for a hell of a lot of traps. Pressure plates will be setting off holy fire, so just don't step on the damn pressure plates. In the back of the basement is a door leading to another trapped room, which contains 5 chests, none of which are locked. When you loot one of these chests, you will be cursed. And when you remove that curse with the remove curse spell that clerics have, but also possibly warlocks and wizards, or you could use a scroll, a celestial being spawns to punish you. If you remove this curse out on the city streets, the Flaming Fist will actually help you kill this celestial being. And after you kill it, you simply have to take a long rest, which can be partial or full, return to the spot where you killed the Deva, and there should be a little pouch on the ground which will contain, most likely, the Deva Mace. Each of the 5 chests in the basement offers an opportunity for you to be cursed, remove the curse, and then kill the spawned Deva. But the curses do not stack on one character. You need to loot a chest, remove the curse, fight, and then loot one again. Or you could even consider looting with multiple different characters, but then you're going to be fighting several enemies at one time, and they are pretty damn powerful. Now, after doing this with all 5 chests, getting cursed 5 different times, I was able to obtain 4 Deva Maces. This does seem to be a bit RNG though with what they actually drop, but I've always gotten the mace on the first Deva kill, and I'd say at the very least you'd get 2 or 3 in total if you get cursed 5 times and then remove the curse 5 times. I would recommend doing this 1 Deva at a time, as they are quite powerful. And you can summon the Deva back at camp. Just remove the curse when you're in your camp in the daytime, take your rest, and then loot that pouch after you're finished resting. If you do obtain multiple maces and you want to deal insane damage, consider dual wielding these maces, but you will need to take the dual wielder feat because these are not light weapons. Also, don't forget that if you multi-class 3 levels into Thief Rogue, you get an extra bonus action, meaning that you get an extra offhand attack if you're dual wielding. The next weapon that I wanted to include in this video is for ranged weapon users, and this is the Deadshot Bow, which can be purchased from a vendor in the city, so it's very easy to obtain this quickly. From the lower city central wall waypoint, simply head south along the wall and you'll run into the Stormshore Armory, where you'll need to speak to Fitz the Firecracker, who sells this bow. The merchant is very close to Sorcerous Sundries if you don't have that actual waypoint. The Deadshot bow is a long bow, so not every character will necessarily be able to use it, and it might not be the most damage potential that you've ever seen, but it comes with a very, very powerful passive feature called Keen Attack. The wielder doubles their proficiency bonus when rolling ranged attacks with this weapon unless they have disadvantage. So at this point in the game, you should have a +3 proficiency bonus. Let's now double that when shooting this bow, and you get a +6 added to your attack rolls, making you much more likely to land your attacks. And don't forget, your dexterity modifier will also be added to your attack rolls. Now, the other benefit of the bow is improved critical, which basically increases your chance of getting a critical hit by 5%. Even if you find a bow that offers more damage potential or cooler sounding features, having this double proficiency bonus for your attack rolls is going to make you hardly ever miss a shot, which over time will likely outdamage most other ranged weapons in the game. It's an amazing bow that you can get very early on in Act 3. It looks really cool. It only costs around 13 to 1400 gold, but don't forget you can always pickpocket. It also goes extremely well with the deadly sharpshooter feat. Now, I couldn't leave spellcasters out of this video, so let's talk about one of the most powerful spells in the game. And yes, this is mainly for wizards, as they're the only class that will be able to officially learn this spell instead of casting it with a scroll. But even if you don't have a wizard, grabbing this scroll and just keeping it in your inventory may just be the key to turning the tide of an encounter that is not going your way in your favor. So you should definitely pick it up and have it in case you need it. This is a level 5 evocation spell called Artistry of War that summons the apparitions of 6 master strategists. Each apparition strikes a target of your choosing, dealing 2d6 plus 6 force damage, which is a great damage type for a spell. This is basically magic missile on steroids, and as a wizard you can actually copy this into your spell book, but you will be limited to using it once per short rest, which in BG3 means you could pretty much have it for every combat encounter that you get into. Now, how to get this scroll/spell? Well, you got to break into the vaults of Sorceress Sundries, your one-stop shop for all your magical necessities. This is a little more involved than the Deva Maces and the Deadshot bow, but if you know where to go, this can be done fairly fast. I should also mention that if you take your time looting in the Sorceress Sundries vault and discovering all of its secrets, you'll come out with so many scrolls and items of great power. Your wizard will have an absolute field day. Now, since obtaining this scroll does put you on the same path as Gale's companion quest, I'm going to give a spoiler warning here. I'm not going to tell you anything about Gale's quest in particular, but figuring out the overall vault stuff on your own and how to get into the vault, etc., is part of the fun of that quest. So warning given. So the easiest, quickest way into the vault is to simply walk into Sorceress Sundries, go up the left staircase, take a left, and this door that you see right here is the room that you need to break and sneak into. There's plenty of creative ways to do this without getting caught, but I'd say an invisibility potion is the quickest and easiest way here. Then you can lockpick the door, and once you're inside this room, the bookshelf on your right contains a special book where if you click on it, a portal will open into the Sorceress Sundries vault. Now, like I said before, there's a ton of secrets and powerful items and scrolls down here, and also a few puzzles to solve, but I'm just here to show you how to get the Artistry of War spell. Once you make it into the vault, walk up to the wall on the northern side of the room, and if you pass a perception check, a button will be revealed which will open a secret wall. Walk up to the next door, lockpick it or use the knock spell, and in that next room you'll see a display case containing a special book. Pick your way into the case and read the book, which is called The Red Knight's Final Stratagem. After reading this book, you'll be rewarded with the Scroll of Artistry of War. And if you're a wizard, you definitely want to right-click on this scroll and copy it into your spell book immediately. Like I said before, this spell is one of the best spells in the game. You have so much control over it. It deals great damage of a great damage type. It can't miss, and this is the only place that you can obtain this scroll to learn it. Now, quick mention while we're down here though, if you did pick up the Necromancy of Thay book in Act 1, this magical vault in Sorceress Sundries is where you can finish that quest, which will give you another very powerful spell reward, which lets you summon 4 ghouls once per long rest. So yeah, if you come down here just to grab the Artistry of War spell, make sure to at least come back here at some point and then do all of the content. Sorceress Sundries is actually a great early stop in Act 3. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm sure many of you are aware that there are a ton of powerful items in Act 3, but these 3 in particular, a melee weapon, a ranged weapon, and then a spell, can be obtained pretty easily and quickly, and it doesn't really force you to RP a certain way, although you are kind of stealing things. Nothing major story-wise, though. I'll catch you all on the next one.